Hey, 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 welcome back. Welcome back to the Virgo channel. I just had a big sneezing fit before I came on. So maybe someone's coming down with the cold. I don't know. Everything always means something. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Laura. I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take a lot more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, to see how they play it as karmic themes to help you understand why you're attracting who you're attracting, and how you can shape shift the reality. See, we're all the alchemists of our own life. So when we don't like what's going on within our experiences, we do have the power to change them. A lot of times we feel like we don't because we get very emotional. We feel like we're connected to that person. But really, once you learn the spiritual lesson, that energetic connection isn't as strong. Once you learn the spiritual lesson, a lot of times you might think that you're dealing with a twin flame. And then once you learn the lesson, you realize it was just a past life karmic. It was like a fake twin. So it's really important to be able to heal so that you can not repeat the same type of karmic cycles. So you might say, well, whatever is done is done. Well, unfortunately, unless you've learned the spiritual lesson, you keep getting the lesson over and over and over again. And that is really what solidifies our belief that we can't have what we really truly want. When really you can have whatever it is that you want. You are made in God's image because God made you. So if you can imagine what you want, you can create it. It's your thoughts, your emotions. Problem is, it's most of our core beliefs that we're not even aware of or that we've grown out of. We don't realize how the habits and behaviorisms that we've created based on those beliefs a lot of times don't resonate with who we are today. So it's really all about awareness. Excuse me. Before I get started, I would just want to give a shout out to Otter Spirits. I'm still wearing these bracelets. And let me tell you something. I never wear anything consistently, but these really don't bother me at all. And I think I made the comment about when it rips on your hair. Those are like, you ever wear bracelets that just pull your hair? That's usually what happens to me. And I don't even have hair, not really that much, but it pulls and it hurts. So Otter Spirit, you can get 15% off. You can make any of your crystal combinations. I made heart chakra. You can do whatever. But what I like about this company is 15% also goes to saving the otters. They were almost extinct at one point, and this company in California, Otter Spirit, came up with this company to give a lot of their proceeds, really to give most of their proceeds at one time to saving the otters. Now they're out of extinction, and still 15% of their proceeds still go to that cause. And I think that that's great. And it shows a lot that people really are living in spiritual law. And that is, they realize in order to get, they have to give. That tithers, they say, is like when you give to a cause, like whether that's St. Jude's, whether that's, Wounded Warriors, whatever the cause is. It's like whatever you're giving back out, you get back. That's not why we do it, but understand that's a good, reason why to do it. Like it shouldn't be the main reason why, but that's what that principle is that their company relies on. And if you really want to do what's best for everyone, that is showing that you're in alignment with spiritual law. All right, so let's see what the underlining energy is. So it's on the first and second card that I pull out is the underlining energy that tells us why everyone does what they do. The gift of style. And let's just see. Self-righteousness. You know, it's like, I feel like Virgo, you're someone that people think that you don't have to work hard. This is what people think. They think that, oh, it's just so easy for you. And it's not that it's easy for you, it's that you care so much about things that you put your energy to that you become good at them. And so it's almost like people can see you as self righteous, even though you're not that way. And I also believe that because, and the reason why I say that is because the gifted style is all about your unique unfoldment process. It's we don't know what it is, meaning only in the now do you get divine guidance. So when you are trying to create something, whether it's a business, whether that's you're trying to become something, you don't know exactly how you're going to get there. You only know, hey, this is my goal, and because this is my goal, I'm going to focus on it and I'm going to figure it out. And because you're strategic, you're very smart and you're strategic, that it looks easy. But this is something that you've acquired over time. It's taking confidence, but people can think that you don't need as much help as you do. They won't offer you help. What you'll notice is not a lot of people will clap for you, that are close to you when it comes to like your business ventures or things that you're trying to create for yourself. And so I think people perceive you a lot different than who you are. So you're kind of like in this energy of being by yourself is what I'm feeling. So that's really the underlining energy. Now, what does that have to do with connection? Well, a person's reading that, they could be, reading into you're not don't want to talk to them, even though that might not be what it is. It's just the perception of you. So we're going to start by looking and seeing, what does this person think and feel on a spiritual level towards you? Because what we see here is that you're like just in kind of in your own lane trying to figure things out, And so I feel like this person, like right now, they're in their old patterns right now and they don't see it. So you're triggering them, and you're triggering them because you're not giving them any attention. If you're in the gifts of style, that means your attention is on what you're doing. It means that you are getting fulfilled emotionally because, again, whatever you're doing, you're birthing something, you're creating something. And so I feel like, again, this person is triggering them because they're trying to figure out this connection. They've never experienced anything like it before. So that just means that sometimes they really like, oh, I really like you, and I can see us being together. And other times I hate you. You make me mad. Because you're not giving in to me and you're making me look at myself. And people don't tend to not like to look at themselves. So it creates a lot of internal movement for this person that I don't really believe does that much internalizing. I miss you. Let's both stop running away. So this person is realizing that they're running away, but I feel like there's a part of them that's like, I wish you would reach out to me. And you may say, like, you need to make me comfortable. And they're saying, no, you may need to make me feel comfortable. So it's making them like realize that, well, if we have this connection, I know that how I feel, and I also know that I haven't given, but you also haven't made it easy for me. Like where most people don't most people don't react the way that you reacted. They give in. They say, oh, I can feel that you have feelings for me, and maybe you're not communicating, but I'm going to give you, and I'm going to talk to you, and I'm going to roll out the red carpet for you. So it was almost like this person was waiting for you to do it, and you never did it. But then what they say is like, well, you still have feelings for me. And I know that because I can feel it. You show up in my dreams. It helps me process buried memories. So they don't really understand why. And there's a lot of internal stuff going on. So the first would be, oh, well, I'm attracted to you. But you show up in my dreams where maybe before that I wasn't as attracted to you, because it makes a lot of internal stuff happen. I'm praying you'll come back after everything that's happened between us. I worry that you won't forgive me and allow me another chance. So this person took it, whatever they did, they took it to the extreme. So again, and to me, I see one thing that I know for sure that they did, and it's all about control. Because again, they're in their patterns because, hey, they're not getting what they want. You're triggering them. You're making them, if you want me, you're going to have to say something to me. You're going to have to be different to me. And it's creating a lot of internalization. And only a soulmate can do that. Attention, like I feel like this person, if you didn't give them the constant attention and the validation, with them not giving you that attention and validation, well, then they would get irritated and jealous, and then they would try and get attention in other places. It's like to try and trigger you, to scare you, to give you a scare tactic. So it wasn't even like that. I feel like all these people they were cheating with. No, but I'm going to give them more attention than you. So I'm going to try to make you feel as if you're less important, or that I have other options, but all while not giving you anything, because they didn't have feelings towards those other people. So they could be more open, but for someone that they have feelings for, oh no, that's going to require the other person to do everything. So it was about you getting tired of them trying to dominate and dictate the connection, instead of like, connections are equal give and take, reciprocity. That's what it is. It's not I have the upper hand. It's not that I'm in control. It's not there where it's completely unfair because it's one-sided. And that's the person only does that when they've gotten hurt, or when they, when they want to have their cake and eat it too. When they want to have one foot in, one foot out. It's a little bit of that energy. And now that you took your energy away because, hey, you're busy creating yourself, you don't have time. Emotionally, you're getting fed. Like I said, gift style is you have to be in the now. Only in the now do you get divine guidance. It's a walk. It's a faith walk. So it's like you're really focused on what it is that you're doing. And this person also can feel your energy moving away from them. They would have to, because, your energy that's what's going to happen when you're creating something. You don't know where it's taking you. It's where God makes a way where there is no way, just for you, because again, you're on that path. No one can take what's yours except for you giving away what's yours. See, only if you like lose your focus. But if you don't lose your focus and you stay consistent on what you're doing, well, then this person can't dominate. They can't emotionally manipulate. And that's all that they were pretty much doing to get things on the way that they wanted. And so it wasn't satisfying. It was unfair. And so again, just they have too many barriers caused from past hurts. We knew this. They expect you to be too patient, unrealistically patient, where it's almost like you have to continually prove yourself with this person, where you're like, okay, but other people don't need to do that. Yeah, because they're here for a good time, not a long time. It's like, but if you're going to be here and you're really going to be my person, I'm going to make you go through all this unnecessary bullshit, as a way to like prove yourself. And I'm not really going to give you anything, which I don't want to be in a relationship like that. Like I said, so where this person's like, won't really 100% let you go. What they'll do is they just, again, the conflict creates opportunity. So it's almost like you feel like it's Why is it back and forth? And it can be back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And the reason why is because I have feelings for you. But due to my past, I'm not going to like really give you anything, but I'm going to keep trying to manipulate you by using scare tactics and, trying to trigger you on an emotional level. That hasn't happened. That's why this person is like, wait a minute, you probably not going to come back now that everything that I've done. So that's why they have anxiety. They feel like they don't deserve this connection. And to be honest with you, if they really show you who they are, they're like, maybe you won't stay. So they have major fear of abandonment. They feel like they're not good enough. Now I know they might not show you that, except especially with the self-righteous energy that I pulled in the beginning. Like the person would almost come across as cocky. Well, that's a second chakra imbalance. They're overcompensating for the lack that they feel. So again, yes, abandonment has happened, but if they really like you and let you in, well, then there's a real chance that you're going to hurt them because they care with you. With other people, they don't really care. So that is why, in a way, they just would like you to be consumed with them, like to, if you don't really 100%, if it never really starts, well, it can never really die. Now, can it? It can't. But then what happens is you just feel like the person is completely controlling and you're like, I don't feel like I'm in a relationship. I'm in somebody that's trying to control. And that's why once you put your energy in here, well, that scared the shit out of this person. Because it's like, you're like, well, I'm not going to play the game. I'm not going to play the game that I'm destined to not win. Because you're not giving me anything. I don't want to do the storms of love to like break up to make up or break up to make up. I don't want to do that. It's like it's just for you to have control. You want me to be consumed with you, but that's not a relationship. That's becomes a karmic attachment because you don't feel deserving. That's not my fault. I don't want to stay in an unfair connection because of it. It's like, so what are you going to do? Because this self-righteous energy that you give me is bullshit. It's like, and that's what you're doing. Why not like playing along with it? Like you're saying something without saying something. So again, this person just sees again that you're so like, there's a spiritual connection to you. So if again you stay like this, expect communication because of the way that you are, not because of the way that they are. They see you as being compassionate. They see you as being unselfish. They see you as being like helpful and ethical. So you wouldn't be rude. So this person is not like really afraid of the communication because of again the way that you are. So they always saw that energy. And really that's exactly what you're doing, by the way, because it's like you're in the gift of style. And so it's like you're in a high vibe. And that's the thing. This person doesn't want you to let go. They don't want you to be independent and understand like what they see is you're in the gift of style, you're having fun, you're free, you're ascending, you're going to be successful, you don't have any stress, and that you would let them go. And that's what they see. So from a higher perspective, this person, which they would have to look at the relationship through a higher perspective, that's just through the lens of unconditional love, not control, not dominance, because that's again coming from a place of fear. It's like, because they're seeing is, I don't have a choice. It's like, it's either your way or it's going to be no way because you're going to let go because a whole new life is going to come for you. You're not going to be left like being connected to a person that doesn't give anything. So this person feels, well, you're a good person. And also you could possibly help me. So they want to come back for a few different reasons. You might not believe it, but I'm telling you, they're coming back. Look at this, unflappable courage. Again, they're going to take that journey, then a destination or bust. It's like meaning I'm going to come back. And as I'm going to come back because it's not that this person never had feelings. They had feelings. They just wanted it their way. They wanted it their way, which was unfair. And you just kind of let go. But there was still this energetic connection that they feel. It's making them feel uncomfortable. This is uncharted territory for this person because they were not the type of person, by the way, to come back either and to say anything, but there's emotionally a connection. There's an emotional connection. This person feels deeply to you, which they wouldn't have known that unless you let go. Once you let go is what I feel like this person realized. But, all that of their self-righteousness is just a mask. Again, of being unemotional and cold and calculating. That's not really this person's way. Are they quick-witted? Yes, they're very smart. They're very logical. But they do have feelings, but they were that way. They felt like they needed to be that way with you in order to be cold. And what happened is, well, it's again, they made a big mess and they want to work it out now. That's because you don't strategize. This person acted from their wound. They weren't really acting from what was happening. They wouldn't let themselves be vulnerable the first time around. It's like I have to talk to a lot of people this way. I don't give too much of myself to anyone. And then it's like, and you were like, that's not for me, bye. And then they're stuck with a bunch of pick-me people. And, the pick-me's are not good to be with because they're looking to take, right? And this person has commitment issues and they have attachment style issues. So they don't want pick-me's. They want someone that's in the gift of style that's not paying attention to them because now that triggers their abandonment issue. That would make them go inward, do the internal work. And what they're now saying is it's like, I could actually have this relationship, but not until they made it into a big mess by acting unemotional, like they didn't give a fuck. But because that's what they did. Let's face it. And they know it. So it's almost like, well, they know either way, there's a 50-50 chance you might not take them back. They already know. They don't know. And maybe you're saying, well, 50-50 chance. I don't know. Like it depends on what they do, how they act, what they're going to give me, how they're going to prove to me, that this is really what they want. That's where they are. You're like, what you feel like, you're like, it may even feel like it's a trick. Like that's like you're not going to trust it at first when they come back because they've lied and they've played games before. So it might not even make it. But here in this story, this person, for them, you're the catalyst. You're the catalyst. And there's to make them strong-willed to become a better version of themselves. You might not believe me, but there it is. Okay, the catalyst right there. So they're going to, again, step into a better energy by being more confident. And that could possibly be because they don't like their life. And here it is. You're in a good energy. You're in a very good energy. Yeah, expect communication. Sorry, you are going to hear from this person. It's like, and they are going to be. Thank you, Mr. West Ashley. Like, yeah, so that's definitely like what it is. You expect communication. It's like, because you're making them, it's like you cut your energy from this person. They realize you're going to make a way where there is no way. There's going to, like, you're going to, this is it. This is it. Very likely. Like, again, they're They're ready. So this is where they're at. That's what they did. That's why they did it. So you have to say, well, why the hell did I attract this person into my life? Like, well, why would I attract this person? And what are the karmic themes, my karmic themes that play out? Because hey, if you think that this person is just gonna fix everything, they're not. It's like you get people that trigger your wounds purposely because your relationships are supposed to help you grow into a better person. You know, the same thing as your experiences. However, it's everything is the way we see things, perception. You know, what are the karmic themes? Because we want to say, well, maybe I don't want to take this person back. You know, like for those of you that don't, well, you still need to integrate the spiritual lesson. Otherwise, you're going to get people that are just like emotionally like not available. And that's because, hey, on some level, you're afraid that you're not emotionally going to get what you need because, hey, that's been your theme. You know, so you don't want to continue to have that. You want to be able to fulfill yourself to balance the energy out. So the first card is discipline. I'm glad that you think that. Neglect, frustration, play, love, and truth. Truth speaker. Okay, so me, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that you were neglected where you didn't get love, but that could be a perception. You know, a perception is it's again like whether or not, you know, they gave you the love that you needed. You know, if we felt neglected in some way, I would say as a child, it would be emotionally. Most children got food on the table, you know, a roof over their head, but were their emotionally needs met? I feel as if, like in this situation, no, not really, because again, I put love. We we are taught how to love ourselves by how our parents love us as children because we don't know any better. It's like they set the stage of how we think about ourselves. So if, you know, the time goes to paying bills, hey, life gets in the way and you're dealing with like an imperfect world with imperfect people that are trying to like pay their bills and trying to create happy memories, trying to stay balanced in a relationship, trying to so life is hard. And but it's whatever is going on in the environment that's dictating what's going on. So, you know, during a recession, there's not enough. So they're dealing with outside forces. There's wars going on, outside forces, you know, like I said. So a lot of times, because of those outside forces, parents can't really give us the nurturing that we need. So we tend to live more safe, you know, and so where life is more frustrating because, hey, like if every time you ask something of your parents and you're told, you know, that's not important or settle down or pay more attention to the things that you're not good at, which is usually how you doing on that math test or that English test or something that, you know, emotionally we don't really have a connection to as children, right? It's like, I mean, maybe some of you did, but the majority did not. Well, and we didn't really get a lot of love and nurturing. Well, then we don't discipline ourselves. We tend to look for that emotional fulfillment outside of ourselves. So the discipline isn't there. And so we're looking for that love from other things because, hey, what set the standard was our parents, and our parents, whatever was going through the whatever situation. The child self doesn't know. It just simplifies, says no one was there. I learned how to deal with my own problems myself in isolation. I treated myself the way that my parents treated themselves. A lot of our parents did not treat themselves very nicely. Again, because of stress, they didn't know any better. It creates frustration. So playing to me is when we go out and we find ourselves. So it didn't mean that you weren't allowed to go out and play. You went out and played, but if there was a lack of money or a lack of whatever it was, that stability, that nurturing, that little push that you needed, you didn't go out and fulfill yourself. You didn't find your own passion. See, we find our own passion by going out and playing as children. That's how we find ourselves. That's what we know what we like. That's what again, it opens up a whole new world. Spirit says just because you're not a child anymore doesn't mean that you shouldn't go and do that. You should go and do that now, because nothing's stopping you. It's a way to give yourself that love, because you don't know 100% what it is that would fulfill you, because you haven't been introduced to a lot of things. Because if you grew up that way, well, then, like I said, we tend to give more time and energy towards like our friends. There's nothing wrong with that. Or our interests that we had as kids, like, oh, I like to collect stickers, or I like to collect whatever it is, that didn't really open a way. So there's a sense of, well, I don't really know who I am enough. And there's parts of me that I don't like who I am, is what Spirit's saying. So you looked for a relationship to fulfill that part of you. And this person came up short because they emotionally couldn't do it for themselves. So Spirit says, I'm asking you to go out and play, go out and find yourself. You're a truth speaker. You've always been a truth speaker. You know what works for you. You know what doesn't. You'll be led. It's so that you can move on to brighter horizons. It's like envision brighter horizons for yourself. If you haven't experienced anything new, anything, and you're not going to be able to create new ways. You can't heal in the same place that you got sick. And the reason why is because part of the healing process is not just that you learned it in your mind, but it's that you embodied a whole new consciousness where you saw yourself differently, where you did that. So let's look and we'll see again. You have the deep wisdom. That's why once you learn, you see things from a different perception. You're able to, do what you need to do to open up infinite possibilities for yourself, where, it's not that this person isn't a good person. They're not going to try and come back. They are going to come back. But you want to be in the best energy that you could be in. This way, no one can emotionally manipulate you. Because what this person tried to do was emotionally manipulate you. And really, when you were younger, you were neglected. So on an emotional level, you didn't get what you needed from your parents. So of course, you would look for that outside of you, when really it's up to you but you're like, but there is nothing. And Spirit says there's nothing in the vicinity that you're in. But I'm asking you to go out into the world. Again, go out. Like, you have the knowledge of how things work. It's like you have to listen to your spirit, let your spirit guide you. No one knows in advance how they're going to get somewhere. That's what the gift of style does. The gift of style is an unfoldment process. Once you're on it, you're being asked to be on that, because you're going to find what mostly resonates with you. You're going to find your tribe. It's going to fill in a lot of the blanks that you're like, I feel like I connect with people, or I'm not really 100% fulfilled within my job. Whatever it is that lacking is what's going to help you fulfill that lack, so that when this person or any person comes into your life, you won't look for that in someone else, because you already have it within yourself, is what spirit says. So the whoever comes to you that needs it won't really be fulfilled by you, because you're not saying, well, I need that, so I'm going to give you this. If you notice with codependency, there's usually one person that's more emotional while the other person is more grounded, logical, analytical, just fear based. It's fear and fear, where spirit says that's codependency. So you needed to do this for you. This person's actually learning how not to be codependent, but it's a process. People make us do that because we have to be uncomfortable. We don't volunteer to do it. We just, and we never know, oh, I'm going to do it with this relationship. No, I meet somebody, it triggers something, and maybe I didn't even know when you were right in front of my face, because I had options. But now I realize that those options are shit, because again, nobody wants those type of people. And you have self-respect. You walked away. Pick me people don't walk away. They just stay there, but that, walking away is what made this person like shape up. As spirit says, for you, don't stop. This person needs to catch up to you. It's again, because this is where you're going. It's much different energy. It's again, then your hearts will align. It's again, but right now, just align your actions with your values, because this was all about integrating those fragmented parts of yourself. This relationship helped you do it, because it was like they didn't give anything. So were in a karmic, there was a karmic test. Either give to this person or move into your own energy. And once you moved into your own energy, you're forcing this person to change, where you're emotionally being fulfilled. So you healed what you needed to heal with inside of yourself. And you might have said, I healed it a while ago, but you didn't embody the new consciousness. We might learn it, but we have to actually change that energetic template. And we leave off with one more, that spirit says courage. Know that you're stronger than fear and bigger than doubt, and that remain light and trust in God and stand tall before the test of life. And that's what this was. It was a test. Grow and become wiser through every challenge, and that you're a being of new life. And that's what happened. You are a being of new life, because you went through this entire situation and you stood tall. You're going to get what you want, whether with this person or not. Spirit says, it's not about that right now. This is about you having a love affair with yourself. So you know what your options are. You're putting this person now in a position that they at one time put on you. Not because you're saying, I'm going to do it back. It's just karmically, it's just how it wound up happening, because this person wants to come back to you. But understand, you talking to other people and having a grand old time with yourself, believe it, it's going to make them move a lot faster. They're going to give a lot more. They're going to be, because, hey, they have to fix what they did to even get their foot in the door. And that doesn't guarantee, like, they know there's a 50-50 chance you might turn around and say, go screw yourself. You ruined it. But either way, spirit says they'll be a better person than how you found them, which is, again, what relationships are supposed to do. When they heal, doesn't mean they get what they want. It means that they, again, evolved. God got what it wanted, which is, I want you to be a better person. And you get what you want. Infinite possibilities, the emotional fulfillment that you want. So you get to choose in the long run, spirit saying, and that took courage for you to say, no, I'm going to do it this way. Where that's what this person never expected. You banked on yourself. Oh my God, you weren't supposed to do that. That's why this person's like, you showed them a different version. And that is like why, they'll never be able to be with a pick me again, because a pick me is, they look for what the other person can give. And this person has commitment issues. The fact that you don't need them, like I said, they'll be coming back, but it's all up to you. I'm going to leave it there. Let me know how you resonated. If you need, again, that shadow coaching, don't forget to look in the description box for $7.99. You get inner child healing, shadow healing, reparenting, all the healing modalities to help you heal the effects of trauma in a group, done with my oracle cards, the Psychic Soul Healer Shadow deck. As you can see, they have different words on them. And if you like crystal bracelets, don't forget to check out my Otter Spirit link. You get 15% off if you order. Thank you. Hi, Divine Protection, Sean. I'm about to head off. I'm sorry I missed you. I hope that you caught part of this live stream. I may be on again later, not sure. If not, I'll be back on tomorrow. Love you guys. Be true to you. Bye-bye.